Hey everyone, I'm Ryan, you're watching 60 Cycle Hum, and I'm going to show you every single DoD 250 style pedal that I own. I've got 5 of them down here, technically 6 if you count that the 50-50 is a double pedal, and that leads into something I've been wanting to get off my chest. I'm going to call this segment Josh Scott is Wrong, because Josh Scott said something in his 1970s op-amp style distortion pedal video that was incorrect, and I just got to get it out there and correct it because it involves the 50-50, which is our signature pedal over here. It's made by Pelican Noiseworks. We sell it in small batches through our Facebook group. We probably make 50 to 100 of them a year, and they always sell out first day. Our fans are big fans of it. So anyways, this is what Josh Scott said. He said the 50-50
50-50 by Pelican Noiseworks. This is a 60 cycle hum kind of exclusive thing. It's a DoD 250 side by side, so you can stack 2 of them. Earthquaker has a similar one as well. Earthquaker has a similar one as well. A similar one as well.
Earthquaker has a similar one as well. The thing he said about Earthquaker having a similar one is the incorrect part. They do have the gray channel, which is a 250 style pedal. The way that's different from the 50-50 is that it's one 250 style pedal in a box that gives you 2 channels of clipping options for that pedal. You can select, say, between like a germanium clipping section and a silicone clipping section and jump between the 2 with a second foot switch that's on there. The 50-50 is 2 DoD 250s. You can turn one on, you can switch to the other, and of course you can stack them. You can't do that with the gray channel, but you can definitely make some sounds with the gray channel that you can't make with the 50-50 here. It's an excellent pedal. I'm honestly surprised I don't own a gray channel by now. I've used it and loved it, you know, in demo stations and things like that. So anyways, that's what Josh Scott was wrong about. I'm sure I'm going to use that as clickbait in the screen grab title for this video. But anyways, let's get into the rest of the video. Let's start out with my original real deal DoD 250 preamp right here. I bought this in a dark parking lot as a Craigslist deal, 35 bucks, and it started my my tone journey of chasing 250s probably about a decade or so ago. Here is my clean signal. No, it's not, because that's on. And here is the DoD 250. The thing I love about 250s is that they're crispy and they're crunchy when you dig in. But then on the same setting, you can play nice and light, and it actually like changes the tonality of the circuit. When you push into gain with the 250, it gets really bright and really crispy, but then you pull back and it gets warmer and darker. It lends for some really nice dynamic playing. And I just love that loose grit of the circuit. It kind of has this Link Ray, like torn speaker sound, which is a sound I'm always trying to chase. So anyways, that's been the original one there. The next one I bought, I did turn it off, is the Fez by the Nocturne Brain. I use this thing on every single track, every single part of my band's album years ago when I recorded that. I had just bought it. I was loving it. Of course I'm gonna use it. It sounds great. I'm never gonna sell it. This is a never sell pedal as far as I'm concerned. It's a gray spec 250 with an extra foot switch that, you know, gives you a low mid boost, and there's a switch on the top to pull out some highs. If you want to use high gain sounds on here, that can be very useful because when you turn up the gain, it gets brighter and brighter and brighter. So if you want high gain sounds, you can pull some of the highs out. It's brilliant. So anyways, this is what it sounds like on the regular setting. Low mid push. And that was the high pull. I'll put that back up. This crank the gain. A lot of versatility in this pedal. I typically like to run it somewhere in the middle, maybe a little bit crispier, and just jump between the regular setting and the low mid push. And then of course the 50-50 came along as part of, me brainstorming in a podcast episode where it was like, I was talking about double-sided overdrives, and I was like, what if I don't like one side? If I wanted a double overdrive, I'd want to have the same circuit twice because I know that I'm going to like that circuit, just have different settings on it. And then I just blurted it out. I'd love to have a double-sided 50-50, a double-sided 250. And then, long story short, Leon from Pelican Noise Works made it happen, and now it exists. So here is the left side. This is my predominantly always on sort of side. It's a little bit lighter, a little bit warmer. I know there's a symmetrical clipping side and an asymmetrical. I can't remember which is which. I just know I favor this side. Here's the right side. I've got the gain up a little higher on that side. Obviously, it's a little bit brighter, a little bit crispier. Here they sound stacked. I think it's pretty great. The next one I bought was this D250 by Mosky. It's an import little Fingerling pedal. One knob on this thing, which upsets me. You see these mini pedals from China with multiple knobs all the time. They could have put in one of those little black little tiny knobs in here for volume control. Instead, you just get gain control, which is a big bummer for me because this thing actually sounds pretty good. The thing about it is that the gain control is real touchy. You basically get no control over most of it. And then right about there, it starts to take off into high gain. It's like a fifth of the knob has any effect on the sound. But I think it sounds really nice. I actually think it's pretty comparable to the original. Got a nice warm full sound to it, a little bit crispier on the edges. I just wish that it had a volume control because it's a little bit too loud for me. I'd like to be able to pull it down to match the levels of the other pedals. But it's a great utility pedal to keep around, and I think it sounds good, like I said. So yeah, I'm not getting rid of it. Last but not least is the Distortion Plus by MXR. I had a $50 gift card to Guitar Center, and I found this in their used section online, and I threw 30 more bucks at it and got it. People have always been asking me what I think about the Distortion Plus, and I'd never had one before, never messed with one. I was afraid. I was afraid that if I tried a Distortion Plus, then I would like it better than a 250, and I've invested so much into liking 250s. But here I've got it. It's a kissing cousin of the 250. From what I understand, it predates the 250, and the 250 is kind of based off of it with some changes. So let's check out what it sounds like here. similar clipping sound. Much lower output. I've got the output almost all the way up here. Oh, it is all the way up. Way quieter than the 250 that is at 50% output right now. I'm sure I'll be adjusting the volume in post. But anyways, way more distortion on tap with this thing too. Like it, but I don't like it as much as the 250. It's a bit too fizzy for me. It doesn't have that loose, crispy, torn speaker grit that I like. The output is a little bit low for me. With it all the way up like that, the distortion brought some extra volume and it brought it up over the level of the original 250 here, but I'm only at 50% on the volume of this thing. I know that this thing can blow the Distortion Plus out of the water as far as output goes. So anyways, I'm gonna play out by stacking all these things and getting weird and crazy with them. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, dislike, leave me rude, nasty comments. You know the whole drill. Buy a shirt down below, support us on Patreon, blah, 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 blah. And stay grounded. Bye, everybody.